Say what? What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna make this video for any of my fellow felons out there. I know it can be difficult trying to find a job as a felon, as somebody with a conviction on your record. Jobs are allowed to discriminate based on your charges. So I'm gonna give you the best places to live as a felon. Not only to live, but to work. So here we go. First and foremost, there's 2 states that have 7-year rule. Okay? They can only look back 7 years in history, and they have no cap. A lot of states have a salary cap at about $20,000. So that means if you make over $20,000 a year, they can still do a background check on you. Like if the job you're applying for, you're going to make more than $20,000 a year. Even though the state you're in might have the 7-year rule or whatever kind of rule, they can still look at your background as far back as they want to. So here's the 2 states that have the 7-year rule with no salary cap, meaning you can make as much money as you want, and as long as your felony is over 7 years, it's not going to show up on a background check in that state. Of course, you know, as with all states, it just you can't be applying for like a law enforcement job or, you know, a government job, healthcare job, you know, things that you're pretty much barred from doing for the rest of your life as being a felon. Okay, so I'm talking about just jobs in general. The 2 states are California. Okay, California doesn't have a salary cap, meaning if you were to move to California, you could get a job doing pretty much anything. There's only a few sectors that require background checks, you know, as far as like law enforcement, like health field type of things. But everything else, they have a 7-year rule, no salary cap. Okay? The other state that has no salary cap. And like I said, people, these are all states you want to live in as a felon, because they will give you the best opportunities, especially if you have a felony conviction that is unable to get expunged. If you're unable to have it, you know, expunged from your record for some reason or whatever, if you got multiple convictions, you know what I'm saying. So that's the first state, is California. All right, second state is Montana. Montana does not have a salary cap either. All right, Montana does not have a salary cap either. So you can live in this state, you can work in this state, and they can only look back 7 years with no salary cap. Okay? My next 2 states are states that have a $75,000 salary cap, meaning if you're going to make over $75,000, they can do a background check on you further than 7 years. Okay? But if you're not going to be making over $75,000, then they can't. So the first state is Texas. Texas is a $75,000 salary cap state. Okay. Then it's Colorado. Colorado is a $75,000 salary cap state. So, those are the 4 main states that you want to live in or work in. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, hell, that's 4 states out of 50 that I'm allowed to live in and work in. Well, not quite, okay? See, what you could do is, all right, California, you would just have to work in those states. So you could live in Nevada, say you wanted to live on the edge of Nevada, and then come over here to California and work, right? Or if you wanted to live in Oregon, come over here and work in California, right? So that's how you get around only being able to live in 4 states. You know, these 4 states are pretty much the only states that don't discriminate as much, you know, as the other states. So you want to be positioned to where you can work in these states, these 4 states that I told you. So here's the border states. The border state for the no cap states, meaning California and Montana, okay, where there's no salary cap. The border states for that are Arizona. Okay, you could live right here on the edge of Arizona and work in California. Nevada, you could live in Nevada, work in California. Oregon, you could live in Oregon, work in California. Washington, is not one. I don't know why I have it on my list. Washington is not one. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Washington is one, okay? Because you can work in Montana. All right? Montana is a no salary cap state. So you could live on the edge of Montana here somewhere. You know? So say I lived in Spokane Valley and went over the state line to work. And I worked over here somewhere. Right? Next is Idaho. Got Idaho right here. It's bordering Montana. Okay, so you'd want to live on the border edge somewhere over here. Okay, and go work in Montana. Next is Wyoming. You could live in Wyoming. It's bordering Montana. Okay. South Dakota. You could live in South Dakota right here in this upper left corner somewhere. One of these places up here, Camp Creek, and go work over here somewhere. You know, whatever. North Dakota. You could live in North Dakota. Alright. It's bordering Montana. Now for the $75,000 cap states, you could live on the border of. Okay. And remember, you can still live in these states. You can live in Texas. You can live in California. You can live in Montana. You can live in Colorado. Okay. But I'm just saying, if you didn't want to live in those 4 states, you could live on those border states. So, the border states. New Mexico. Alright, New Mexico is bordering Colorado and Texas. So you could pick either one of those. You could just live up here in this corner here and pick which one you wanted to work in. New Mexico. And then we got Oklahoma. You could live in Oklahoma. It's bordering Texas, and it has a border on Colorado. Okay, see that? Arkansas. You could live in Arkansas. It's bordering Texas. Remember, you want to live kind of close to the border, so you can just jump over real quick and go to your workplace, whatever your job is, whatever you applied for. Louisiana. You could live in Louisiana. It's bordering Texas. Utah. You could live in Utah. Utah is bordering... The hell is Utah? The hell's Utah? There it is. Utah is bordering Colorado. Alright? Utah's bordering Colorado. Live in Wyoming. Wyoming. It's got Colorado and Montana. South Dakota. North Dakota. I already did those. Nebraska. You could live in Nebraska. It's bordering Colorado. Arizona. Arizona is bordering California. Just barely. You'd have to do it in this corner right here. Alright. Kansas. You could do it in Kansas. Kansas is bordering Colorado. So you see what I'm saying, people? If you want the best opportunities as a felon, especially if it's a felony conviction that you can't get expunged off your record, you can't get your record sealed, you want to either live in those 4 states that I told you, or you want to live on a border state that's bordering them. And a very good profession for ex-felons is what I do: truck driving. Okay? Truck driving. With truck driving, you could live anywhere. I can live anywhere in the United States and just hire on to a company that's out of California, right? Hire on to a company out of California, and they can't see my felony conviction because my felony's over 10 years at this point. Over 10 years old at this point. And like I said, they only look 7 years back, and they have no salary cap. So you could apply to any trucking company in California with a felony that's over 7 years old, and they can't see it. Alright? They can't see it. That's my video for you guys. I hope it helps you guys out. So here's all I'm just gonna run through all the states you can live in. Texas, $75,000 cap. Colorado, $75,000 cap. California has no cap. Montana has no cap. Alright, here's the border states bordering the $75,000 cap states: New Mexico, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Utah, Wyoming, Nebraska, Arizona, Kansas. Alright, now the border states of the no cap states, which is like California and Montana, those border states that you could live in, are Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota. So like I said, I hope this video helps you guys. Currently I live in Tennessee, and me and my fiance have talked about it, and as soon as we're able to, here after she completes her nursing school, we're going to be moving probably to Texas, more than likely. It'll either be Texas or Arizona. We haven't decided yet. But that's a video for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope Hope it helped you guys out, because I know when I first got out, it was hard for me to try and find a job, and I'm just trying to help you guys put yourself in the best situation to be able to be hireable. And like I said, a good profession for ex-felons is truck driving. It's not that hard to get your license, and it pays well. So subscribe, hit the like button if it helped you guys out, if you felt like the information was helpful to you, and stay tuned for my next videos.